In progress.
Okay, call it to order at 6:07 p.m. Uh, Basically, all we're here for is to elect officers if we're gonna get out of here. I do have something I wanna give you at the end, but anyway. Okay, I guess the first thing is in order is to nominations to elect a budget chairperson. So, floor is open for nominations.
Nominate him because he's retired and got more time. Does that work?
I think Billy'd be good at it.
Yeah.
Any other nominations?
Well, because now he can vote.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes, that's true.
Any other nominations? All right, I guess nominations.
Cease.
So everybody in favor?
Aye.
I make the motion to nominate him as committee chair by
Okay,
acclamation.
Who's gonna second it?
I am.
Okay, Larry's gonna second it. Okay,
And then we gotta vote.
got to vote. So, I'm not gonna vote for myself. I had a board president did that one time.
Yes.
Okay, 3-0. All right. Now nominations are in order for election to Budget Committee Vice Chair.
I'll nominate Larry.
No, well,
Oh, that worked out
Okay,
good.
second, nominate Larry as Vice Chair, seconded by Vivian. Any discussion? Those in favor, signal by raising your right hand, 3-0. Okay, nominations are in order to elect the Budget Committee Secretary.
I'll nominate Melissa.
Vivian nominates
That's
Melissa.
gonna happen. Thank you, Vivian. You're welcome.
I'll second it. Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, passes 3-0. Okay, now, they changed the bylaws, you've got new bylaws, the changed ones, and it's here, so you can replace those old bylaws with these.
okay.
So basically, all they changed in here was allow the president, chair to vote, and secretary, treasurer was optional. If we want to elect one, fine. If we don't have to.
The other thing was if you don't meet within a year, it dissolves.
And it's dissolved. But that was all. That was in the first one.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Good.
So that's the changes that's been made. Okay. Nominations are ordered to elect a committee chair if we so choose. I mean a treasurer.
Do we need one?
Do we need
No,
one?
we ain't got no use for. I mean that's the reason I brought it up because.
I guess if
No,
we
let's don't.
ever do, I mean.
It's optional. We can always come
Yeah,
back.
can
But
we come back and do it? Or
I
do
would guess so. I mean, I don't know.
We don't have any money, do
We don't know.
We don't have a budget.
Yeah, we don't have that, and really, like, we did up the packets for the first meeting, but we're gonna continue to use those instead of the budget packets, you're gonna get one.
He's done got
Yeah,
one.
you got one, and so, but we're gonna continue to use those to help us, we won't be running anything off as, like we did for that first meeting.
Not anything that big. I
Yeah,
ran some stuff
yeah.
off I want to give you, and I will discuss that in a minute.
And probably the only thing that will end up running off later on is after we get something put together for the council, then we'd have to run it off, but
Yeah.
other than that.
So do we do it here or somewhere else?
No, they got a
Yeah,
copy of that.
they've got copies
Okay,
and
so
everything back there, yeah, and stapler and.
And we had a
punch.
lady to donate paper for us,
Yeah.
and we had another lady last night to offer to donate another
Yeah,
box.
she was gonna donate a whole box. I
Since
got
since
legal
we
paper.
were chastised
and
for
I got-
using the city's paper.
I thought that was awful nice of her myself.
So, okay, so what's your pleasure on the budget committee treasurer?
I just don't have one right now.
Okay, you gonna make that motion?
Yeah, I'll make a
Okay.
motion not to.
Vivian
elect
makes a
one.
motion to leave it open, as an open, deal on the committee until such time as we might need one or whatever. And second, anybody?
I'll second.
Melissa seconds, discussion? Okay, those in favor? Okay, 4-0, all right. Now, that takes care of everything we had to do. I do want to give this, and this is just for you. I ran this off, and reason I'm giving you this is not because this is what we're gonna do. What I'm giving it to you for is so you can go through it and look at it, so when we come back in February and we get ready to pass some kind of template or whatever we're gonna use, everybody's had plenty of time to look at it. You've got the general ledgers at home, you can look at that and stuff and decide, you know, if there's anything to be added to this, moved in it, taken out, whatever. And so what it is basically I sat down and drew up a temporary, or just an example of what a budget worksheet would look like for us to work with. So I'm
Do
gonna
we
get,
have a chart of accounts? Cause we need the
Those
chart of
things are
accounts.
really good.
We need the chart of accounts so we can know the codes and the
Yeah.
account
well,
number.
they don't have any
I
codes
thought
right now.
that.
Okay,
These
Yeah.
let me kinda explain this to you. And I got this idea from Mr. Roberts,
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
This is similar. to
and this is
that
based
our
on,
accounts on our accounting system?
they don't have any
They don't
accounts.
have an accounting system.
That's the problem. And the reason,
Okay, so we don't have,
Mm.
we don't have account numbers like when you send a bill to, Patillo Brown, do you put an account number on the invoice, or do you write on there where it should be charged to?
If it's unclear, I'll just like tell her, you know, hey, this goes with such
Okay.
and such, but there's no like codes
They
or
Then
had-
this,
anything.
we don't
they-
need this function then.
They had
Well-
one at one time and stuff, they had like a number
That's,
system,
we need it.
and they did away with it.
I had Vivian, let me explain what first happened. Stanley Smith, I wasn't on the council at the time, he called me one day and said, we're fixing to get in trouble because we don't have a budget, per se. And what they were doing was passing a tax rate in August and doing a budget in December, which was totally unlawful, backwards. And so what happened was he called me one day and said, we're gonna get in trouble. Can you help make us out a budget? And so I told him, I said, Stanley, I'll come over and help you. I wasn't on the council at the time. I told him, I said, I'll come over and help you, but I have no clue of what's going, how much money you're spending or anything. So he and I sat down and made out a budget and put one together. So I did functions and all that stuff so that they would know where stuff goes, especially for whoever's keeping the books. So that's basically the reason these funds, functions, objects, and all that's in there, because like in you got checking accounts, but you got two right now. You've got a general checking, and they still got COVID money in the bank.
I
So
thought we'd returned to
No.
COVID money.
the financial report's still showing money in there.
I thought we returned the COVID money.
So
There's $407 in that checking account.
they haven't closed the accounts yet. So what happened was, and I had talked to David about this too, kept trying to get somebody to go to the bank to put it all in one account, and it just, nobody ever made it there. And then, to not be late on the deadline, we paid it out of the general account. So the COVID money is technically paid back.
Okay.
It's just somebody needs to go up there and close those accounts and put it back in
Okay.
general.
But right now, they're being kept on the financial record, so you've got to show them.
Until you show movement
Yeah.
and closing it.
Yeah.
so you-
Okay, and then like on savings accounts, they've got a COVID and a general savings. That's two different accounts, and they both got money in them. And like text pool, we've got a general fund now, the COVID fund has been zeroed out, so it's no longer in existence. Okay, and then like on certificate of deposits, and one of these has been cashed in, and I asked Holly last night where the money was. She didn't know. I said, well, I thought y'all voted to put it in text pool. Well, it's not there, and somebody, I don't know where it's Bucky or somebody, it's supposed to go into the bank, but they haven't got it all cleared up, and so they don't really know. And so I just asked, I said, where's this money at? Just sitting somewhere? About $100-something. I mean, but nobody, I talked to her last night about it. Because I told her, I said, we're gonna need to know this information so that when we start working on the budget, we'll know where everything's at and what money you got in hand and stuff. So those were all listed out. And then they've also got money in petty cash still, $500.
Yeah,
That
I
needs to
seen-
be put in the bank, but
Yeah.
right now it's sitting out there somewhere. Okay? And then the next thing is what all your money that's coming in, so it's broken down into like ad valorem taxes, sales tax, franchise tax, your interest, CDs, savings accounts, delinquent, now, under CDs, I did this, cause you got savings accounts, well, you got CDs, but then you got savings accounts and delinquent taxes and tax pool that you get interest off of. Well, that needs to be broken out and shown. And I pinned in tax pool because I missed that one when I was going to it. But you're getting interest off CDs, you're getting interest off of savings accounts, you're getting taxes, interest off of delinquent taxes, and that's broken down in that monthly report that's given by the McLean County Tax Office. Because I get one of them every month, and I look at it. They collect delinquent taxes, but they also get delinquent tax interest. And they also have to pay penalty on not paying the taxes on time. That's 3 different things of money coming in there. Okay, and then your tax pool, you get interest every month off of it. So that's the reason this is broken down into so many different things.
That's fine.
Okay, then over here, you got grants. Well, right now we don't have any grants. You've got reimbursements. They had $9,000 in reimbursements. Where that came from was culverts people had put in. They had to pay for the metal thing, but that's still income.
What about that settlement money from the
Well,
opioids?
that needs to be.
That probably needs to be
That's
added.
going to have to be added on here.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's 2 things that we get. We get that, what's it called, sir? Child something?
Child safety.
Safety
or
stuff. They
something
get
like
money
that.
from that. That needs to be a
Okay.
separate thing
Yeah.
on here as income.
Yeah.
Then you've got festival income, they had some from that, so that's the reason all these things are listed there, so it's real clear and understandable where all your money's coming from. And then stuff, so now, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, on the budget part of it, I broke that down like road improvements, okay, and this is what Sarah and I was talking about a while ago. You've got chip and seal, you got pothole, you got crack seal, you got, now that's what I was talking about last night, they wrote a check for over $1,000 for labor and equipment, and another about $3,000 for engineers. It's in that general ledger, but it doesn't show up in the total amount when they list in their financial report what they spent on fixing that road. This year's budget has got nothing but just road repair and maintenance. It's not broken down
It's all
anywhere.
lumped together.
Why does it have to be broken down? Because it's all roads.
Well, so you can keep up with it. I don't know how to explain this to you, Vivian. When you're dealing with public's money, okay, it's not like a private business. When you're dealing with the public's money, you've got to break all this stuff out. Show people, because it's like, I looked at that general.
Well, I wouldn't, as a public person, I wouldn't care.
Well,
As long as all the money's in there is
Well-
road improvements, I wouldn't care what, I
But
wouldn't know
that's-
the difference in crack seal and chip and seal.
Well,
you
crack
know,
seal is
so-
where they take the oil and put it in
Yeah.
the crack.
But,
But,
I think that the difference and stuff like what I know we deal with at work and stuff is they, and the city is kind of very similar, they want like a line, what they call a line item budget, which means when you say line item, that means everything is listed out. I know like with us, when we go through our budget, we get questions from our board, and they want to know why one line item is, say, more than another line item that they had last year. And we've got to be able to justify why we increased it, or it decreased, or, maybe we had a teacher or something we
I
didn't
guess
hire.
I guess the most simple explanation of it, in chapter 102, budgeting and tax stuff, it says in there, you shall, it's in the law, it doesn't say maybe or you might if you want to.
Which law?
102, chapter 102.
Of what
section-
law?
Texas.
Of Texas Local Government Code proceeds, okay?
That's what
And
I
in
was
there,
looking for.
it says, you shall have as detailed and itemized budget as possible. Okay, that's just the law on it. I mean, and that may be a better
Well, I
answer.
just see it as, you spend so much on chip and seal, but you don't have that much in the budget, but you've got money in another category, so then you're gonna have to take an action on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that prevents
Yeah,
not having it.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
this is-
and then like on city secretary payroll, you got salary, and then you got payroll tax, and you correct me if I'm wrong on this, but what I'm understanding, looking at that general ledger and what you said for, you've got workman's comp, but you also pay Texas unemployment.
Right.
And so those two need to
And
be
you pay
broken in,
federal unemployment.
and federal unemployment. So that might be something you need to hey, we need to add.
You pay Texas and federal.
Yeah, so I need, that's the reason I'm giving you
I'm
this. So-
making notes.
Okay, so I can give you this. Okay, then you got conferences and meetings, meals, lodging, mileage, training, fees and dues in case they give her, pay for a membership for her in some organization or something. And you got your dues and fees for the city. Well, in this year's budget, they've got one lump sum, so many dollars. We have no idea what's what. And so these are lists of all the different organizations that charge them membership dues. So you got TML, but you also got the tax office, the appraiser's office, the council of governments, the Clinton County Health District. Last night they voted to say the $100 per Texas Smart Bible, that's a fee. And then also in that ledger, they had some back fees charged. And I think it was for an overdraft or something, I don't know what it was for, or something
Well,
happened.
that's not fees though. I mean,
Well-
that's not dues, under dues and fees.
Well,
That's,
Okay, if I need to move that, we can, that's the reason I'm giving you this, okay?
I would say
Where
that's
would you-
office
Where,
expenses.
where would you move it to? Like
Or maybe office expenses, or you have like a general and
Oh,
administrative.
okay, I'm not gonna go any further on this, you got the general idea of what I'm talking about, that you need, Now, this other sheet I'm gonna give you, I went through the 24-25 budget, and I know that's a year, we're in a different year, we're in 25-26. But when we get ready to do the budget, we're not gonna have a complete expenses on the year 25-26. So what we're going to do is look at those receipts and figure out up to a certain point, and then estimate, maybe take an average of those or something, and figure out what the expenses are going to be for the rest of the year to come up with something. So what I did, I went through the 24-25, and I've gone through the ledger, and some of the stuff I can't figure out where it goes because it's split and there's nothing there but zeros. Split 0, 0.
No, you do the best you can when you get it.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna, this is where I was piddling with this thing. I said I was piddling with it. Here, I said I was piddling with it and stuff, so, and this doesn't look anything like this one here, because this, I sat down and did this one first, and I got piddling with it, I thought, well, no, this ain't gonna work.
Do we have a copy of the final budget for 24-25 in that book?
I think it's in that book.
Do we have 25-26? Cause that's ones
I don't know, but we can get one
Yeah,
if you
that's
don't.
ones we need, is the final budget, I would say for the last 3 years. And,
And stuff.
then the last financial statements for the same period,
And stuff, so,
so.
anyway,
And we just have how much we got and what accounts and go from there.
yeah, and stuff, so,
Um,
anyway.
What time are you adjourning on?
I'm fixing to ask for a motion to,
Okay.
somebody to move to adjourn.
Okay, we adjourn.
Okay, moved by, Vivian at,
I will second. I will second.
6:25
They
to
need
adjourn. Larry seconded it, everybody in favor,
I'm gone.
And what time did you say it was?
6:25.
So do we, is there somebody out there with like QuickBooks that keeps up with all this stuff?
There's a lady, the keeper, Patel Hill and Brown, she does this on QuickBooks.